Hello and welcome to HRI Utilities with me, Ramit, where today I am going to be showing you part 2 of me developing my mod for Developers Wednesday. So, first things first, I will really be happy if you give me stuff like art and textures and anything to help me develop my mod, whether that be forking the repository and creating a fork for developing, which I will show you in a few minutes in this video. You have to fork the repository, and when you launch the GitHub app, so I'm using the GitHub GUI right now, but you can push it, well, not push it, but you can fork it using your own. So just lots of stuff. What you do is you log in through here, you log into the GitHub app, well, GitHub GUI. You then go to add, clone, and you'll be able to see Furnace Overhaul with this symbol next to it. So for example, this is a project that Hitek is working on. It's a HRI Utilities website, which is also going to do a few other things. So that is how you set up and start developing. So once you've done that, you can close that, and you need to open the project folder, and you won't have most of these files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete my project. Now I'm not sure if you can just remove. Yeah, so I can now go and delete all this, but that is open in the so deleted, right. So you've forked my repository on the GitHub website. So you open the GitHub GUI, you clone, and Furnace Overhaul is here, so click Furnace Overhaul. You wait, no, and then you go to wherever you put your projects folder. So for example, mine is here, 710 Furnace Overhaul. Click OK. Then it will start copying everything. So what's happened? I have now put everything, well, cloned everything. So everything is now here. So you shift right click, open command window here. Then you type Gradle U setup decomp workspace. Yep. And then lots of stuff happens. Make sure you've got the Java JDK 7 latest, the latest version of the Java 7 JDK and JRE, and everything will happen. As you can see, it's adding a lot of files, so the .gradle file is being added, the build file, obviously, the Gradle wrapper came with my project, the output file, and the run files. After this, wait, oh, never mind, that's normal. So after this, you then go Gradle U, and then you can either type idea if you are using IntelliJ IDEA as your IDE of choice, or Eclipse if you're using Eclipse as your IDE of choice. Now I am using IDEA, so I will type in IDEA. Done, right? So now it's adding the IntelliJ IDEA files, which should be 3 files that will appear here. There. So the IML, the IWS, and the actual project file. You can now close your IDE. Well, no, you can now close command line. So, IDE is ready to update. Okay, there you go. Now you can start editing files. So most of my code will be in the source files, Java, ComRamit 110, Furnace Overhaul, and this is where most, if not all, of my files will be. And the resources contains the textures and the language files. So, to continue, we're going to make some languages. If you want to submit language files, then go for it. So, to create a language file, you need to go right-click language, new, file, and then you type in the language file name, click OK, and it will create a file. So you can currently just use this as a template for the language, and then you just input what the names will be. So I am now here to explain what I have done so far. So first things first, as you can see, I have added a creative tab. I was going to say an NEI tab, but then I just noticed no NEI. So I've created a creative tab for my mod, which contains all of my items and blocks so far. Now I've got it so that whenever I create a new item, it's automatically placed into the the creative tab. So no problem. Obviously the texture of gold dust, I haven't loaded it off the computer which I have GIMP installed on because I'm lazy and a coder or something. So that's what I've done so far. I've added iron embedded in stone, gold embedded in stone, iron dust, unprocessed iron, gold dust, and pure unprocessed gold. Pure unprocessed iron as well. I've added those items, so now I need to add the furnace recipes for them, which shouldn't take too long. It should be quite simple. Once the furnace recipes are done, well, that's it. That's this part of the mod completed, and I can move on to my own blocks and my own items and stuff. Well, when I say that, I mean ore processing mechanics and such. So a washer, crusher, smelter, I don't know, many. Electrolyzer probably. Yeah, I think an electrolyzer might be useful at one point. Sulfur, yeah. I've got plans to add stuff, lots of stuff. I don't know how long it'll take, but hopefully it won't take too long. So that's what I've done in the game. So in code, I've got all of this done so far. I think that's everything opened, except the textures. Yeah, see, I have actually got the texture. I think I've just misspelt it somewhere, so I'll fix that. So I've got the main block just class and pure iron and pure gold. So these are GUIs. This is going to be useful once I start adding my own blocks. Here's the creative tab. Yeah, obviously. Config handler, that's quite useful for later, because then I'll actually add stuff that can use config. This is just the main mod blocks, so this is where I initialize and register my blocks. This is where I initialize and register my items. This is where all the recipes will be, if I had any, that is. I'll fix that, I'll figure that out. Oh wait, sorry. Now this is my general items. Processed gold, processed iron, pure gold and iron. So these are all for the proxies. They'll be used later as well. They're already being used in the items. So wait, I think it's an item F4. Yep, here. So side only side client, that most likely refers... No, it does not refer to the proxy at all. Nope, that's completely pointless. The reference class, so this is where all that reference stuff is. It's where I reference the mod name. If I have to put the version of the mod in multiple places, obviously the mod ID, that's important. That's the name of the mod. I don't want that to change between items. That's why I have it here. Log helper, this is just the log, so if I start getting problems, this is where I figure out where I'm getting these problems, and this is how I would try and fix them. the actual mod, that the mod class. So obviously this is all useful. Language files and pictures and the MC mod info, obviously. That's all I've done so far. This is going much worse and much better than expected at the same time. I don't know how that is possible, it just is. So, that's number 2 of mod development. The first part I would say is more useful if you want to help. The second part is just there if you want to see how the mod is doing. Thank you for watching and goodbye.